Why do you think it would be best not to choose an interim right now, but for the board to take its time um, and consider its options?
Well, I think what the board needs to do is, for one, to establish itself as the leadership of the district, which is really their proper role. And what we suggested in our letter was that they create a process to determine how they're going to choose any interim, like set up a set of criteria or indicate that they're going to have maybe an interview process or some kind of conference, or but establish that the board as a whole is going to follow this process in order to pick an interim, because that way they're all covered. You don't have these charges of one person is commandeering the board. You don't have the sense that it's being pushed through by a couple of members. This way it's totally a board decision, and I think they need to have a little practice doing that, and this would be good for them. And then our other suggestion was that you don't have to have a superintendent right away. What the board could do is set up a meeting with key cabinet members and have those people report directly to the board, which again I feel would bring the board to a place where they realize that they are the boss of the district, that it would empower them. It would probably give them information they've never had before. And that whole process, again, I think keeps it clean, brings the transparency that we so long for and were promised, and it helps the board really do their job and assume their leadership role. I think it'd be great.
Do you think, are you optimistic after what happened last Tuesday that a week later they can maybe maintain that unity to start making some of these decisions maybe with greater civility and calm than has happened in the past?
That would be our goal, and the unions have done their best to encourage that sort of thinking in the board. It's you act as a group, and you can do this. Um, the leadership, the current leadership, in our letter, we suggested that they relinquish their leadership roles. That doesn't mean they have to go off the board, but just given all the water under the bridge, it would probably be best for Castillo to step aside as president, and that whoever becomes the president would kind of reestablish the idea that every board member has equal weight and equal value to the board, and that's something that needs to kind of be reestablished. That they've gotten away from that, and either they have let one person run it, or one person has taken the reins and done all the work, or directed everything. And the board needs to train itself. Again, by instituting processes that are checks and balances to prevent that. That's what they need.
I mean, they're due for a change anyway in 2 months in terms of board leadership. You'd rather see it even sooner than that?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think that unity could prevail given all that's happened. It's like, let's just, rotate the board leadership, which should be happening anyway, and start now. I mean, here's a wonderful open window, open door, if you will, to start that process. And if you institute process and procedure, then your transparency is there, and the board actually becomes empowered and gets stronger.